The controversy over a NATO radar system in Turkey is fueled again in the country, as a report has said that the US plans to provide Israel with the intelligence gathered by the system. A Turkish newspaper has quoted the report from an Israeli news outlet, warning that any such move by the US will leave Ankara in a difficult condition, as it has repeatedly reassured the Turkish nation and also Turkey's neighbors that the intelligence obtained by the radar system will not serve Israel's interests. Top Turkish officials have repeatedly said the radar is purely defensive and that no country has been singled out as a threat in Ankara's agreement with NATO to host the system. The radar system in the eastern province of Malatya reportedly began its activity earlier this year as part of a NATO missile system. Experts believe that Turkey faces no missile threat from any country in the region, leaving no pretext for the country to agree with the activity of the US-made system on its soil. The reported plan by the US to share the intelligence gathered by the radar base with Israel comes as some top politicians and lawmakers had already voiced their opposition to the establishment of the system in Turkey. Some political parties in the country believe that the US-made radar system will only serve Israel's interests and will have no benefit for Turkey.
The missile system that has been established in Turkey's Malatya province is in fact an Israeli project which has been implemented under a NATO cover. The system plans to turn the Turkish nation into a shield to protect Israel.
Turkey announced its decision to host a NATO missile system in September, which prompted protests against the plan across the country. Turkish activists in their protests had called on the Turkish government to revise its decision to accept the radar system, saying they will not let their country to turn into a shield for Israel. The protesters had called on Ankara to adopt its policies independently and stop what they call policies dictated by the US. Considering the ongoing crisis in relations between Turkey and Israel, it seems if the intelligence gathered by the radar system turns up into Israel's hands through any channel, Ankara will not be criticized only by its neighbors, but also by the Turkish nation, who have not still forgotten an Israeli attack on a Gaza-bound humanitarian flotilla in 2010, in which 9 Turkish nationals were killed. It seems that it still remains to be seen whether the radar system will boost Turkey's defense capacity, as Ankara says, or it will damage the Turkish government's image both at home and in the Middle East by divulging intelligence to Israel. Mehdi Golizadeh, Press TV, Ankara.